Yo, brother.
I don't know what the heck's going on.
What the heck's going on? Let's see if I can do anything from my end. Is it really episode 299? Holy crap.
299, bro.
Oh no. All right. Try logging off and coming back in. We're almost there. Recording in progress. All right, looks like we are live. Chat is up and running. Got a couple people watching, which is perfectly awesome. Chat's over here going. Tuttle Creative. What? Sean, is this you? Welcome, brother. Long time no see. Hope things are going good. We're waiting for Jackson to come back in. His video camera wasn't working. So we are back with Jackson. The last time we talked, Tuttle, I think you were pretty new into the aluminum carving art. I hope things are still rolling with you. I'd love to see some of the latest stuff you got going on. Jackson?
Yep.
All right, got your audio in.
Still
Let me,
no video.
all right, maybe it's on my side. Maybe it's on my side.
On my side, yeah, it says I have video.
Okay. Let's see what I got going on this side then. Maybe it's it's asking me for you to. Whoa, you're in here twice. I think that's the problem. You're in here twice. Let me see if I can get rid of this guy. Remove.
He's an imposter.
I got an imposter here. Uh,
Yeah, imposter as opposed to antipasta.
do I want to write a report?
Oh, just show the dang video.
All right, so I got you here. It says all right. Let me see what else I can do on my end. Well, at least I can hear you. I'd love to see you.
It's weird. I logged in as normal. I don't
Yeah.
know why it's not showing video.
And we got the new HP 24,000.
Yeah, I'm rocking my Dell.
The
Dude,
Dell.
you're getting a Dell. Ironically, that character in those Dell commercials, his name was Steve.
Perfect. All right. Let's see what else we got here. See what I can do on my end. Mhm. Jackson. All right. You logged off. Can you hear me? All right. All right. Hang in there. I really want to get today's chat going. We got some pipeline news, which was friggin' amazing. Um, and I got a couple interviews lined up as well. All right, Jackson, I think he's logging off and coming back in. Gangbusters, Tuttle. Tell me, what does that mean? And I hope that's good news. We're 4 minutes in. I got shit laying all over the desk. Believe it or not, I just woke up from a 30-minute nap that lasted 2 hours. Um, we are live, so standing by for Jackson to get back in here. Yeah, Tuttle. Tell me in the chat. Give me a website. You can type it in the chat and I'll check it out. Work has been well. The metal art keeps getting better. Hell yeah. In the chat, put the link to your website so we can pull it up and show people what you got going on. I hope uh, you're getting paid what you deserve, what you are worth, because I know that work is pretty rough, pretty tough, and not many people can do it. All right, Jackson, get back in here, brother. Okay. He's asking me, oh yeah, I'll do it now. To resend the Zoom link to him. I can do that, no problem. There we go. Mhm. Hold on tight, Jackson. Hold on tight, brother. Let's try it. Logging him back in. Here we go. Well, yeah. So, yeah, this sweater is in waterbean, BEING.com. Oh, waterbeanwarehouse.com. I got this sweatshirt, a ton of awesome imagery from the Aaron Lloyd slide collection. I got my Epic Surf Tour stuff in there, some U riding gear in there, Boog Life merch as well. So take a peek at um, waterbeing, BEING warehouse.com. All right, Jackson. Let's see if we can get him back in here. The password is the same, which is I'm chatting with Jackson right now on the phone. See if we can get him back in here. And he's messaging me. Sent him the link. I sent him the passcode again. Team Koki, what's up? Welcome. We're working with Jackson right now to get him online and standing by, seeing where he's at. Unable to rejoin because I was removed by the host. Oh my God. What does that mean? Um, yeah, that was weird. Place on. Okay. Sorry, Jackson. See if we can get you back in here. Unable to rejoin meeting because I was removed by the host. That's right. There was two of you in there. Okay, guys. Let's see how we can do this. Interesting. Stand by, Jackson. See if we can get a workaround. Mm. Well, that sucks. Let's see if we can do this one. Sorry, Jackson. Don't know what happened there. Okay. This is a first, Jackson. How can I invite you participant? Sorry, guys. We had Steve Action Jackson. Let me see if I can. All right, Jackson. Check your email, Jackson. Let's see if that works. Try to invite you via email. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. I know if you guys are chilling, waiting, I appreciate it. Jackson's back in. Let's see if we can get his video camera going. Yes, sir. And yes, he's back in action. Jackson, you there?
I'm here, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your audio. I mean, sorry, your audio is perfect. It's your video. I don't know what's going on. It's got to be something on your end for whatever reason. I don't know if
I
there's
don't
a
know. I just reloaded the Zoom Workplace app to my computer. So yeah, and I've got my little light going showing that it's recording the video. I don't
yeah.
know what's going on.
All right, interesting. I don't know what's happening either, but maybe I can edit a happy face in this black area. But
The smiling shit emoji.
I say we do it. I say we just get it rolling. We got Team Koki and Sean Tuttle online. So let's
All
rock
right,
and roll.
let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 299
And
of Boog Life Pitted with Action and Manny V. Wow, we're on the doorstep of 300, bro.
I know I think we plan it ahead instead of one day ahead. So let me know when you're available next week and we'll put it on the calendar and get the word out ASAP.
All right, I'll see what my schedule is for next week. Fortunately or unfortunately, I had today off because I had to drive back up to Duke University. And I'll be honest, I'm a little worn out for the road trip because
How many hours driving?
it's a little over 2 hours getting up there, and it was a little over 2.5 hours coming back. So, I did about 5 hours on the road today, which, obviously I've done much longer road trips. Used to be once upon a time, you could put me behind the wheel for 10 to 12 hours and I was good. But I don't have the road warrior stamina that I used to.
Yeah, I know you East Coasters out there put in some serious miles, especially if there's waves down the coast. I've heard plenty of stories.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's for the guys on the East Coast. It ain't no thing to drive from like New Jersey to New England, or from the Northeast down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Hell, you give us a couple of days driving time, we'll drive from the Northeast all the way down to Florida for Surf Expo.
Yeah, yeah, that's freaking crazy.
And trust me, I've done all of the above.
All right, well, how you doing? Give us a summary. How's the eyeballs?
Well, I have I'm experiencing slight but noticeable vision being recouped in my right eye. I'm actually able to read larger letters and make out some shapes. Things are no longer just a big blur of light and dark. So forward progress on that note. Unfortunately, um, the initial surgery, there was a small leak in the cornea that they had to go back in and do a couple more procedures on. So I've already had 3 procedures done on my eye. And as a result, the eye got infected. So last week, I had to order 3 custom compounded eye drop solutions that were shipped to me overnight. Three eye drops plus overnight shipping, $278, not covered by insurance. So that was out of pocket. But I went and got checked up. The infection is healing up. But once the infection is completely gone, hopefully, and I have to go back up again next Monday. But once the infection is cleared up, I'm probably going to have another surgery on the eye, just because the cornea is not curved the way it's supposed to be. So there's still some distortion in my vision, and they feel like they can still correct that. So the process continues. And as of right now, once I have that follow up surgery in another 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever it ends up being, that's going to be an additional 4 to 6 weeks recovery time from that surgery. So right now, it doesn't look like I'm getting back to any kind of working out or rigorous activity until June. So, I'm being as patient as possible, but it's frustrating, to be honest, because the salt water in my veins is screaming to get back out in the water. Since in 37 years as a bodyboarder, I have never been sidelined from bodyboarding for this long.
Well, Jackson, give it as much time as it needs. I mean, the ocean will be there. Your friends are going to be there. Yeah, I hang in there. I know how frustrating it could be. Definitely fish out of water, but hang in there, bud.
I'll put it to you another way. I turned 50 in a month. I haven't gone this long without bodyboarding since I started bodyboarding at age 13.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
It's brutal, and in my room to the left of my bed, lining the wall, are my boards and my framed, copies of Bodyboarding magazine. The first one with Jay Reel on the cover, the very first issue with Pat Caldwell on the cover. Motivation to get back out in the water. But right now, I'm waiting on the green light from my eye surgeons,
All
because
right.
I've got 3 eye doctors I'm working with, and trying to make this happen. But you know how life goes. The more you try and force the issue, the bigger a clusterfuck it turns out to be. So I'm doing my best not to press the issue, but at the same time, it's just like, come on, man, let's speed this up. Let's get going.
Yeah, no, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Patience, as Jordan says, will pay off. Hang in there, and the boards aren't going anywhere. The ocean isn't going anywhere. Give it the time it needs, and next thing you know, you're gonna blink your eyes. You're gonna be able to see, and you're gonna be
I told my eye surgeon straight up, my target goal is to be able to hit Puerto Rico with you and Jacob Romero at the beginning of November. That's probably my ETA for getting back out in the water 2 years after my last bodyboarding session. And I'm sticking to that until the doctors are like, yeah, you can't do it. That's my target goal.
okay. Well, you got
That's my motivation for 2025. Puerto Rico in November with you and Jairam.
okay. Perfect. That'll work.
So,
Keep that on the priority list, and yeah, hopefully
and
that'll.
trust me, you'll be getting my deposit as soon as I get my tax returns.
Okay, you got it. I've got to get that web page up on the Epic Surf Tours website. As soon as that happens, you'll be getting the link first. All right. Hang in there, Jackson.
All right. Now that we're done talking about all my personal BS and making this show about me, because it's
It's
not,
all good. All good.
um, there's lots to talk about. First and foremost, the memorial paddle out and get together in Morro Bay for Buzz, one of the founding members of Tubes. A lot of people seem to have turned out for that. Even PMA made the trip up there,
Yeah.
and Mez was there. A true show of respect for an absolute master of his craft.
Yeah. I really wish I was able to go up there. I'm sure you wish you were able to pull that off too. Um, but here's the Tubes Bodyboards Instagram page, and the turnout I heard was insane. And just seeing the video and all the people that did make it up, like Glenn Policare flew out from Saipan. Mez was there, and you mentioned um, PMA went up there, but yeah, I mean, he is one of those iconic uh, people in the bodyboarding community that was behind the scenes, but made a serious impact on the global scale when it comes to bodyboarding.
I've got one word to sum this up, and I'm quoting our dearly departed friend Eddie Solomon on this one: respect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's great to see the bodyboarding community come together like this and celebrate the life and accomplishments of one of our own. I mean, they can see Pete and this. Yeah, I would have loved to have been there.
Same. I'll share a quick story. I was fortunate enough to be on the Tubes program early on with a freaking amazing crew of riders, Ross, Roach, Maligs. Like it was the best bodyboard team at that time. But I remember getting my first paycheck as a professional bodyboarding from Tubes. It was a $200 paycheck. I was 18 years old. I just turned 18. And here I get a check from a bodyboard company, and that's when I realized, holy shit, this is freaking possible. And months after, I reached maybe a year after I reached out to Buzz and just wanted to thank him for giving me the opportunity to make bodyboarding a living. And then he without hesitation, he's like, you can't make a living out of bodyboarding. And that kind of confused me coming from him who was sending me checks. And we ended up I didn't question it or anything. I just like let it be. And I was confused for days after. I'm like, why would he say that if I feel like that's what I'm doing right now? And what mm, I finally got a grasp, it wasn't making a living out of bodyboarding. It was living for bodyboarding. And now that I know how deep this guy is, that's essentially what he was telling me. It's like, don't go after the money. Don't freaking make it something that it's not. Just freaking bodyboard. And there's Mez right there. And that's what it is. You bodyboard and shit will come to you. And that's what happened for pretty much, the rest of my life. Buzz definitely will be missed.
Well, one of the things about Buzz and all the founders of the sport and everybody who's been involved with bodyboarding since then, I just refer to it as a sport. It's more than a sport, it's a lifestyle. We don't
Absolutely.
chase the money because you know what? If you chase the money in bodyboarding, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yep,
It's bodyboarding is a lifestyle, it's a community, it's a family, and Buzz represented that to a T.
totally. Absolutely.
So, with that said, something big went down this past week in the bodyboarding community. And I'm dying because one, I wasn't there to experience it firsthand. Two, I wasn't able to really follow along because of my work schedule and my doctor's appointments. But a pipeline invitational.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're kind of doing news and shout outs at the same time this week. And you know what? So be it, because that's just the way it works out. I God, I wish I could have been on the beach to watch Dave Hubbard win Pipeline.
Yeah.
You know, you and me both can attest to this. Dave is an incredible human being as a bodyboarding talent, as a person, as someone we consider a close friend. And this was a moment.
I mean, right now we're watching the live feed. It is still going on right now. They're finishing up with the women's and I believe the juniors if they haven't already finished. But I agree. Like it, it.
All right, hold that thought. Just look at the names on the screen for the women's right now.
Yes, exactly.
You've got Ayaka Suzuki Krilly, uh, first ever Japanese women's world champion, Valentina Diaz from Chile, Luna Hardman, the Pro Junior Women's World Champion and daughter of five-time Women's World Champion Neymar Carvalho, and Ai Koike, who is one of the founding figures of Japanese bodyboarding. You know, the resumes for these four women right here out in the water is, without overusing the word, is truly epic.
I am right there with you. And this is just an example of what went down across all the divisions. I mean, Kingy showed up. Kaino McGee was in the water, Chris Burkhart, and then all the new young guns were in the water as well in the open men's division. And everybody who was on the mic, everybody from GT, Dub, Kingy, and all the local crew, they were just as excited as we are. And they kept saying bodyboarding is back at Pipe. Because, I mean, how long has it been since we had a full-on event at Pipe?
Too long. And I'm going to make a side note. The specialty events for bodyboarding, these invitational events, we need to string all of them together. That would supersede what's going on with the current State of the World tour.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it doesn't take
Think
much.
about it. Pipeline, Bocus, you throw in like the Tan Invitational in South Africa, the Shark Island Challenge. Those four events trump everything that's on the IBC World Tour right now.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyway, let's get into the men's, because not only was that a killer men's final, but a special footnote. The fourth place finisher, the first ever Mexican bodyboarder to final at Pipeline. You know, we talk about the evolution of bodyboarding and watching the sport grow to new regions and become prevalent in different parts of the world. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, bodyboarding is dead. Oh, bodyboarding isn't legit. I call absolute bullshit for every dumb fuckwit that ever says that dumb shit, because bodyboarding continues to expand worldwide. We're seeing countries develop and come into prevalence, and Mexico has always had the waves. It's always had the diehard community. It just has not had the funds to send guys to competitions. You know, I remember years ago for the ISA World Bodyboard Championship, Mexico managed to field a team of two riders when Team USA was non-existent because all the surfing organizations and sanctioning rules couldn't get out of their own goddamn way. So, you know, Mexico finds a way to make things happen. And this year, a big milestone.
Huge. And 2 years ago, I invited Howley Reeves and his wife Jade, Jacob Romero, and also Alfonso Aguilar from Mexico. And I've seen what was possible from this guy when I saw him in Acapulco for one of the Pie de la Cuesta bodyboarding events, and watching him sweep the open division, the drop knee division, and just like destroy the competition. I'm like, holy crap. And it wasn't me. I didn't spot him, first one to spot him. He was already riding for, the hub boards. So either Jeff or Dave saw the potential in this guy and already put them under their wing. But to see him firsthand do what he did in that event in Acapulco was mind blowing. I saw him again in Bocas del Toro shortly after that. Unfortunately, he got a bad call and didn't advance far enough to, be noticed. But man, that meeting between Howley, Jade, and Alfonso in Cabo a couple years ago was just the catalyst for him to, have that fire lit under his butt to get himself to Hawaii. He was selling bodyboards, he was selling clothes, he was doing whatever he can to come up with the funds to get to Pipe. And I reunited Howley, Jade, and Alfonso together. Next thing you know, Howley and Jade opened their home to Alfonso, and he goes to Hawaii for the first time. He enters the pipeline event for the first time, and yes, makes history as being the first Mexican bodyboarder in the final. And even though he got last in the final, he was, I mean, look at the final. Sammy, Mac, and Dub, and he's the lone lone rider, not, that has that experience in that wave, let alone in competition with that high level of riding. He was the most recognized, and just was making history. Uh, I
Hollywood, take note. You've got a perfect film script right in front of your
totally,
nose right now.
yeah. So
Hey,
and
Wonton, if you still got any connects in Hollywood, let's rattle some cages.
totally. And the thing is he wasn't only representing himself and his sponsors at the event, it was his country. Like I looked at his story and there were so many people that were just so proud and were putting the Mexican flag on every story that was posted. And
Think
you
about
know,
this. Think about this. You're carrying the flag, so to speak. You're carrying the weight of a nation on your back. You're doing it for something larger than just yourself.
yeah,
Those are character defining moments for people.
totally.
And that speaks volumes.
Jade's post here, I have it up on the screen now. I mean, just her few paragraphs sums it up pretty perfect. I'm going to read it word for word. We're so stoked for our friend Alfonso Aguilar, aka Poncho. He came in fourth among 94 rider athletes in the Pipeline Bodyboarding Championship. He made history by being the first Mexican to final at Pipe. He speaks no English, had no idea what the commentator was saying about points or priority, and said he was just trying to improve on each wave. He won every heat until his semifinal with Dave, as they both advanced to the final. And in the end, the final was he was still trying to surf, and the commentator had to tell him the heat was over and he could come in now. So, I mean, he went to Cabo 2 summers ago. We went to Cabo and met him in Cabo 2 summers ago and invited him to come to Hawaii to stay with us. He made the trip not only scoring epic waves and finaling, but inspiring or insisting on working in our yard all day. Hardest worker we know. And they didn't ask him to work in the yard. He grabbed the rake, he grabbed the tools to show his gratitude and respect for Jade and Howley to of opening up their home on the North Shore, just minutes away from Pipeline. So I think that was his way of saying thank you. He's the hardest worker we know. He also drank Cokes all day, and I encouraged him to drink more water, and he was open to it. So yeah, open to growing a true champion. We are so proud of you, amigo. And check this out, one of the comments right below from Neymar Carvalho from Brazil, multiple world champion, says the most receptive couple in Hawaii making history with their guests. So, I mean, everybody has taken notice on Alfonso Aguilar.
All of this is what makes bodyboarding so special. You know, you you meet somebody while you're traveling. You open your home to them, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's one big global family, one big global, you know, community. And when we all help each other, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that has truly endeared bodyboarding to me since I was younger. The lessons learned, not only about riding waves, but traveling, getting to know other people, other cultures, diving into their cuisine, even little things like, you used to teach it to everybody that traveled. I remember when some of the East Coasters came out to California and you were hosting, and you're like, teaching them valuable lessons. If somebody opens their home to you, don't leave dishes, don't leave a mess, leave the place cleaner than you found it. There's etiquette and courtesy, but there's also the ability to teach and learn.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not just about chasing waves. Obviously, that's a big part, and that's an incredible experience in and of itself. But the whole enchilada, so to speak, is really, impactful if you allow it to be.
yeah, I mean, definitely I'm hoping this experience will open up more doors for him, and Mexico takes notice and somehow uh, are able to get him on the tour or to more specialty events. I would absolutely love to see what he could do at Fronton. Seeing what he did at Pipeline and seeing just imagining what he can do in Fronton would just be mind blowing. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what is in store. We'll see what the future brings to Alfonso.
I'm sorry. This is a side note, and it's as far into negative territory as I'm going to go on this episode, but the IBC World Tour is dead to me. For me, right now, competitive bodyboarding is all about these invitational events.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Steve. I just hope
For me, the invitational events are more of a showcase. There, there's less politics involved.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And maybe there's a way to, like you said, string these specialty events together. There's enough of them to make it happen. So maybe we just
And when you're talking about crown jewel events like Pipeline and Shark Island, like I said, trumps anything that the IBC World Tour is offering up right now. Nothing against the events or the organizers that are doing their best, but until changes are made broad scale with the sanctioning body itself, it's not going to change.
yeah, well, we'll see. I
Excuse
mean,
me.
it's in the universe now. It makes sense to put these
All I'll
special
throw
events
in
together.
I'll throw an old phrase at you. The proof is in the pudding.
Let's see what happens. It's in the universe now. So, I mean, the guys at Shark Island, the guys at Pipe, I mean, those two events alone throw in Bocas, throw in a couple other, one more. Gosh, there it is.
And I'm putting this in your head right now because I'm already working on it. Obviously, I'm not getting back out into the water until November for Puerto Rico, God willing. I've already got eyes on a big trip for 2026. I'd love for you to join me.
All right. Well,
New South Wales.
oh my gosh. Yeah, I would love to go
I
back.
have never been to Australia. I've been talking to Adam Morgan from Bodyboarding Australia, and I've gotten supportive messages regarding it from, multiple people. I'm going to Australia. I'm pulling that trigger in 2026.
All right. Yeah, I would love to get back to out there.
I'm looking to do 10 days to 2 weeks in Australia. I want to cruise New South Wales, Cronulla, check out Sydney. Hopefully we can catch up with some old friends that we haven't seen in a while. Um, I want to know what it's like to hold a koala bear. I just don't want to get kicked in the nuts by a kangaroo.
Well, koala, I'm sure will happen. Kangaroo, nut kick. You can't control that one. All
And
right, Jackson.
dive into some Aussie meat pies.
Yes, that is like the best. Meat pies, they're a dime a dozen and they're all friggin' delicious. They're like,
And I tell you what, I'm always down for some Vegemite.
not a fan, but that's all you.
You can thank the Snakes and Ladders crew for turning me on to Vegemite on toast in the morning during our time at Pipeline.
Definitely an acquired taste.
So, but anyway, that's where we're at. Um, for video of the week, honestly, keep watching the pipe contest. It's still on YouTube. Check out the highlights. Definitely worth watching and watching again.
Yeah. Well, right now I just looked over to the screen and the junior men's division is out there right now. The Peruvian people is has a huge following. Again, he is coming from a country that is, they have somebody special in their hands, and that's Michael Yancey, and also known as Speedpo. Super strong, talented rider, and yeah, definitely. Once we're done here, get over there. I put the link in the YouTube chat. But
Yeah, if you get a chance to watch the junior men's, the junior women's, the future of the sport is right there. And for me, the future of bodyboarding has never been brighter.
yeah,
For all
see
my
that.
harping on the current state of the world tour and all the naysayers out there that, want to spout off about how bodyboarding is dead, bodyboarding is not dead. It's more alive and vibrant than ever. You're just not looking in the right places, people.
Exactly. And I think this event at Pipe is going to be just the Kickstarter to get things rolling again. I'm pretty excited.
Yes, I as you could tell throughout the course of this episode, you can't see me because my video's not working for some reason, but I hope it comes through in my voice, the passion, the love, the desire to be out in the water, you know, unbridled, you know, that has not changed. Never will. Not
It's
till
in
the
our,
day I die, bro.
it's in our blood, brother. It's in our blood. Same
Yes, it
with
is.
Jordan, Sean, Team Koki, everybody watching right now. It's in our blood. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
And you know what? That brings us to the end of the show. I'm just going to throw out my personal mantra, which has kept me going during my time out of the water, trying to recover health wise and from surgery and all my fun stuff. 3 words: keep pushing forward. With that, we'll see y'all next time around for episode 300 of Pitted with Jackson and Manny V. Until the next time, stay stoked, boogie on.